Hello, it's Friday, August the 9th, 2024. Later we'll see Ralph McLean in the Irish News telling us all about movie monster Boris Karloff. And also, you'll hear that my late mother, Anne O'Kelly, actually flirted with Boris Karloff at the Cork Film Festival. Also, a singer, somewhere in Clonskeagh, has been silenced forever by his own daughter. And yes, we'll need more of this kind of trivia to take us through these troubled times. And we're well provided for, with both trivia and troubles, that is, in today's Irish newspapers. With all the front pages covering Rashida Adeleke's run this evening and an Irish haul of 7 medals already, it's as if sports people are showing politicians, populists and the rest of us how we should all be living. There's Taylor terrorism fear makes cruel summer for fans on the front of the Herald. The Sun is defined, however, quoting Swift herself, "The show must go on." In The Independent, Taylor terror plot has absolutely rattled me, says Emma Colindi, while the biggest splash about the threat is on the front of the Mirror. Machete and bomb plot on Taylor Swift fans. All this referring, of course, to the plot by 2 young men whom the Mirror calls Jihad teens, who had planned to carry out mass killings outside that concert in the Austrian capital. Inside the Mirror, there's a terrifying quote from Security Chief Omar Hijawi Pirchner. One of the suspects, he says, wanted to kill as many people as possible. He thinks it is right to kill infidels. There are threats at home as well, and the Belfast-based Irish News takes the unusual step of publishing pictures of 5 men suspected of disorder. They are identified only by code numbers, but now the police want the paper's readers to fill in the names. Meanwhile, the Olympics continue to provide the antidote to all this horror. The Star and the Sun are the papers making the most of Adeleke's prospects in the 400 metres at 7 o'clock tonight. The track will be 90, promises the Star, saying that the biggest street party since Italian 90 will be held in Ireland. And indeed, the 1990s soccer event inspires a sub-editor in The Sun, who borrows a famous line from the RTE commentator George Hamilton: "A nation holds its breath." There it is again in The Sun 34 years later, beside a picture of proud mum, Adi Adeleke, embracing her superstar daughter. The Irish Examiner columnist Derval O'Rourke promises that Paris is only the start for Adeleke. And she should know she's a champion sprinter herself. On the cover, then, of the same paper, the Examiner flags the 577 restaurants that have closed in the last 10 months. This is due largely, the paper argues, to the 4.5% rise in VAT from the so-called COVID concession rate of 9%. The Independent leads with a controversial proposal by Children's Ombudsman Niall Muldoon to oust domestic abuse suspects from the family home. Meanwhile, the Mail reveals that government boasts about those homes are simply not true. It turns out that their claimed 2024 build total to date, 18,000 houses, heralded by Minister Darragh O'Brien as truly record-breaking and hugely impressive, well, those houses haven't been built at all. In fact, they haven't even been started. The impressive figures the minister quotes turns out to be legal notices of intent to build sometime in the future. In features, Ralph McLean in the Irish Daily News writes about Boris Karloff. Now, according to my own late mother, Karloff the movie monster was in truth such a nice, kind, polite man. She found this out while dining with him, if you don't mind, at the Cork Film Festival. But back in today's Irish News, McLean praises Karloff's late starring role in Targets, in which, for once, he plays the good guy, pitched against the suburban wickedness of handsome young serial killer Tim O'Kelly. In movies, as in life, it seems, real monsters never show their fangs. And finally, in the Irish Times letters page, we learn that Eamon Donnelly from Clonskeagh is about to be silenced by his very, very cheeky daughter. She suggests that he drop his guitar and take up the flute. Why? Because, she explains, as long as you're playing the flute, you're not singing. We'll be with you again for Saturday and Sunday's papers. And remember, RTE Radio has dropped that item from its weekend bulletins. So stay here with us, like and subscribe on YouTube, and go on. Treat yourself to an Irish daily newspaper.